I knew my father had made enemies over the years, but now that he's turned into Mr. Rogers, why does Liz hate him so much?
Yeah, it beats me. Remind me never to cross my new boss. Oh, Liz?
Yes.
Maybe this isn't the best time, but I'm still owed a couple of minutes on my last break.
Just don't take too long, Noah.
Thanks.
I got things to do tonight. If he thinks she's fooled me with her saintly act, she is sorely mistaken. I'll teach her and Julia not to underestimate me.
Just forget about Liz.
My half-sister has made it her life's work to destroy me. And I don't think that she is ever going to stop while there's breath left in her body.
For a minute there, I thought we were busted for sure.
I didn't know if I could stick to the alibi with Jessica's dad so suspicious of her story.
What if he didn't buy it?
But he did. He said he did.
My dad's been a cop for over 20 years. He's dealt with who knows how many murder suspects. He's got all kinds of tricks. I mean, what if he said he believed us just to get us to let our guard down, and he's just waiting to pounce so he can send me to jail for murder?
Sam, you're the one with all the years of police investigation behind you. But never mind.
No. What were you gonna ask me?
The girl's story. It just seemed a little, ragged to me. Do you honestly believe that Jessica had nothing to do with that
Oh,
girl's
come on, Ivy. What kind of question is that? I mean, do you honestly believe that my daughter is capable of stabbing a man to death in cold blood?
May I help you?
Is Whitney Russell back yet? I'd like to talk to her.
She broke her curfew tonight. I'm afraid she's not permitted any visitors.
This is an emergency.
You'll have to come back tomorrow and see what Mother Superior says about all this.
Please, I can't do that. This is a matter of life and death. Oh, dear God. It's really Louise.
Yeah?
I'm sorry, I was hoping that it was some cruel hoax, some awful mistake. I know that you told me it was him. But it really is him. The love of my life is gone forever.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places, and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of a bird I knew could take me higher. Breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
We were told that his next of kin would be here to give us our instructions. You are his deceased wife, aren't you?
I'm his fiancée. At least I was.
Forgive us, ma'am, but we'll be needing to talk to his closest legal relative.
There's no need. Luis and I were closer than anyone else in this world. I told you we had a child together.
Like I said, you have our deepest condolences, but they're very strict about this. It's the law. Who should we call?
I can't believe I'm not allowed to make any decisions about what to do with Luis's body.
With all due respect, ma'am.
Fine, I'll call his mother and father. I'll know what to do.
Why is he moaning and making all those faces?
You'd be making faces too if you'd just had an encounter with the dark side.
You were just trying to scare me just then, right? I mean, the spell isn't really going to cost me Fox's love, is it?
Okay, I told you this spell was going to be expensive. Fox is going to become an incredibly successful businessman, thanks to my hard work. But he may fall out of love with you.
But I only asked you to do the spell because I love him and I want him to be happy.
Aye, there's the rub. Successful spells don't come cheap, Kay. And the boys in the basement always insist on their due. They will see that Fox is successful, but it'll cost him the love of his life. That would be you.
I'll get that. Hello?
Martin, it's Sheridan.
We've been trying to reach you. Is Luis here?
I'm at the airport with the casket right now.
He's here. Sheridan's with his body.
Is she all right? Does she want us to come there?
Pilar wants to know if...
I heard. It's okay. There's no need for anyone to come down here. 2 men from the military accompanied the casket. Martin, I looked inside.
Oh, Sheridan, why?
I needed to see. I had to see with my own 2 eyes, and it's him. It's really him.
Dear God.
The men want to know what to do with the casket, which funeral home to go to.
What?
They want to know where to take the body.
Here. Right here. We'll have the wake at home. I want my boy home.
Pilar says to bring him home.
Of course. That's the way she would want it. We're on our way.
Come on and sit down, sweetheart.
Poor Sheridan.
I mean, she's been through so much already, and now this. And she's a lot stronger than people give her credit for, but she's not going to be able to handle this.
We'll help her through it.
Well, sometimes you need more than friendly support. Sometimes you need the unconditional love of the person you love.
Friends and family help. They've got to.
Well, speaking of family, where's Teresa? I mean, I don't care what's going on with Alistair. She should be here. Hey, honey, what's going on? I've already been in trouble for being out so late tonight.
It's Luis, Whitney. He's dead.
No.
Yeah. My parents, they came to the mansion and they told me that he was killed in some kind of bar fight in Morocco.
Okay, well, I don't understand. I mean, was he with Beth, or did it have to do with Marty?
We don't know. I mean, we know that's why he left Harmony, but apparently he got involved with something that didn't really concern him, and they,
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, my dad thinks that Alistair's the one behind it.
Oh, my God. Well, come, sit down, sit down. I guess I can't even believe this is happening along with everything else.
I feel like I'm kind of trapped in a nightmare, and I can't wake up from it,
Well, first of all, you never should have gone through with marrying Alistair, and now you have this tragedy with Luis to deal with.
Look, I thought that if I married Alistair, I would be able to handle it. I did it so I could be close to my daughter and to Ethan, and now I'm not really sure anymore. Because I can't even stand the thought of him touching a single strand of hair on my head, much less anything else.
He's raped you again, hasn't he?
Many times, Whitney. And he doesn't care that I'm repulsed by him. I mean, he's so sick, Whitney, it makes me want to kill myself,
Okay, well, look, you just shouldn't talk like that, especially in the house of God. Look, honey, I'll pray for you.
I don't want your prayers. I want out. But I can't. Because Alistair told me that if I left him, that he would make sure I never saw my son again.
I know, you feel trapped. Look,
I need your help. I need you to help me get rid of Alistair.
Fancy?
I need to talk to you, Dad.
Oh, let me give you a couple of minutes.
All right, thank you. Come.
Fancy okay?
Depends on your definition of okay. A lot's happened tonight. First, her grandfather, formerly adoring grandfather, thoroughly disillusioned her, and now she's seen firsthand how much my new boss hates her father.
Yeah, the world certainly spun out of control tonight, didn't it? This Alistair marrying Teresa, disinheriting his entire family, and then making little Ethan his heir. And then, of course, there was that brutal murder across town at the Willard Motel.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, some John who picked up a hooker. Look, don't worry. I know the girl fits Jessica's description, but it wasn't her.
So Sam talked to her?
Yeah, he gave her the 3rd degree. Jessica wasn't anywhere near the Willard tonight. I knew my kid sister couldn't hurt a fly, much less stab a man.
What if my dad's trying to entrap us?
Oh, stop it, Jess. Your dad bought our story hook, line, and sinker. And you know why? Because he loves you. He would never believe that you're capable of murder.
That makes 2 of us. I don't remember a thing.
Well, that was because you're stoned out of your gourd. And you would never use violence unless you were under the influence of God knows what Specs got you hooked on now.
You really think my dad bought your excuse about my lost earring and the blood on the clothes you burned?
Well, you saw him. Once we told him the blood was yours, he stopped being suspicious.
I hope you're right.
Simone, I'm worried. We helped Jessica cover up a crime. What if the police find out?
Well, they won't. We covered our tracks.
But still, a man is dead. Murdered.
Yeah, but Jessica didn't do it. I know she didn't. I'll bet you anything that Alistair Crane set her up like he set up Chief Bennett and Noah. He hates her family. We had to help her.
I just hope we did the right thing.
I asked you first, Sam. Do you think that Jessica is innocent of that man's murder?
Of course I do. Jessica wouldn't lie to me about something as serious as this. Neither would Simone or Paloma. I could run some DNA tests on the fabric to confirm that it's not Jessica's blood.
Yeah, you could.
I won't. She's my daughter and I love her. She's been through enough already. If she says she's innocent, then by God, I believe her.
So what you're telling me is that when Fox wakes up, he's not going to love me anymore, and I'm not going to love him?
Oh, no, dear, no. It's all quite gradual.
But I don't want to lose Fox. I mean, we just found each other. Tabitha, you know how much he means to me.
Hey, you begged me to make Fox a success at Crane. Besides, it's not me you have a complaint with. It's the boys in the basement who'll insist on their payment.
Yeah, well, I don't care what you promised them. They can't take my love for Fox or his for me. I'm not going to let them. You know what? And if I have to go down there right now and tell them myself,
I wouldn't advise that. You can't go down there.
Hey, I'm not afraid of them. Remember, I'm the girl who sold her soul to the devil once before. What can they do to me?
Things you don't want to think about, Kay. No, I'm the only one who can possibly reverse that spell.
Well, then do it. It's not going to matter if Fox is successful if we can't be together, okay? And I'm sure he would feel the same way.
Isn't that rather presumptuous of you? I mean, maybe he'd love to tell Donald Trump he's fired.
No, not if I couldn't be there by his side. He loves me, okay? And he trusts me to do whatever I can to protect that love. You have to help me reverse the spell, Tabitha, please.
You are my passion for life.
God.
I thought you wanted me to have them bring the casket here.
No, I did. I do. Please, just bring it inside.
I'm so sorry. Oh, God.
I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. Our condolences, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to see him.
No.
I felt the same way, Pilar. I even had them open the casket up at the airport. And there's no mistake. He's all cut up, and whoever killed him threw his body in water, so there's a lot of damage.
Don't look inside. Remember your handsome son the way he was.
Oh. This is like Antonio all over again. When he died in that plane explosion, there were no remains for me to see. I couldn't say goodbye. I want to give my son a proper goodbye. And so will Miguel and Paloma and Teresa.
You know what? Teresa, speaking of Teresa, she should be here any moment now.
I was wondering that, yeah. I think so, too.
Yeah, she'll come, but I don't know if Miguel got my message. And Paloma, she doesn't know that her brother's dead yet. I mean,
I'll go call her on her cell phone, okay?
Okay. If it were my child, I am sure I would feel the same way.
Of course you would. I'm Jessica's dad. I'd protect her to the death if necessary. Hold on a second. Bennett residence.
Sam, it's Martin. You know, we know Paloma just got back from Mexico earlier today, but we haven't seen her yet. Is she there by any chance?
Yeah, she's upstairs with Jess. I'll go get her.
Wait. I need to ask your advice first. We have to give her some very bad news. And, well, I don't know how to say this.
What is it?
It's Luis. He's gone.
I know. He's chasing Beth around the world to find Marty.
He's dead, Sam. He died in Morocco. His body just arrived back here a little while ago.
What? Luis? He's not dead.
You know, I don't know whether to tell Paloma on the phone or wait till she comes home. I don't think her mother's gonna be able to do it.
Yeah, I'll tell her. Luis is more like a brother to me than a partner.
You really don't mind telling Paloma?
No, of course not. Just take care of Pilar, okay?
Oh my God, Sam. Luis? This is gonna kill Sheridan.
Girls, I need you to come down here.
Oh my God, he's figured out we're lying.
No, you don't know that. Just stay cool, whatever it is. We have to act like you're innocent no matter what.
What's up? It's awful late. We were just about to fall asleep.
Yeah. I have to tell you something.
What happened?
I've got some bad news. It's about Luis. Luis is dead.
No, I don't believe it.
Paloma, listen to me. I just got off the phone with your father. Your brother's body is being flown back here from Morocco.
Luis is the only person in my family that I can trust. He's the one who brought me here. He can't be dead.
Oh, I'm sorry. So sorry.
I have to go home.
How much more can any of us take?
Yeah, that's a damn good question.
You want me to help you get rid of your husband?
Look, Whitney, about an hour ago, I was in the library and I was holding a letter opener and I was thinking about using it.
You can't do something like that.
I've got to stop Alistair, Whitney. I got to stop him from forcing me to have sex with him against my will.
All right, but you knew he was going to do something like that when you married him.
Look, I close my eyes. I pretend that it's Ethan that I'm making love to, but the fact is that it is Alistair. He is violent, and he's rough, and he makes me act like I'm enjoying it. It's horrible. And if I go back home, he's just gonna want me back in his bed again, so.
We'll get an annulment.
I can't do that. Alistair told me, Whitney, that if I leave him, that he will take my son from me and he'll make sure that I never see him again. And part of the reason that I married Alistair was to be close to both of my children.
Aren't you forgetting someone else?
And Ethan. Yeah, my motives were selfish, Whitney, but I don't deserve this. I can't stay married to a man who has killed 2 of my brothers. I can't.
So your solution is to kill him?
Look, I don't want to lecture on mortal sins, Whitney, okay? I've done enough bad things in this lifetime to bar me from the gates of heaven anyway, so maybe if I just get rid of Alistair, I'll make up for some of those bad things that I've done. And if not, at least I'll be a rich and powerful widow.
Thank you very much.
I mean it, Daddy. How do you do it?
What's that?
Stay above it all when Grandfather pulled the rug out from under you so unceremoniously.
You mean disinheriting me as the primary heir to the throne? Yes, well, he's done that at least 3 times a year since I'm 14. I'm quite used to it now. It frightens you, though, doesn't it?
Well, I don't like to admit that I'm afraid of being poor, but yeah, I'm terrified. I always figured I had the Crane fortune to fall back on. I didn't exactly prepare myself for the real world. It's not like I can type or anything.
That's something I would truly love to see.
Don't tease me, Daddy. What am I gonna do without the inheritance I've counted on since I was born?
Well, you live. Just like I'll live. And I must tell you, I'm happier now than I've ever been.
And what about Liz? It sounds like her sole purpose in life is to take down you and Eve. I mean, I sort of get what she's got against Dr. Russell. I've heard the rumors. But you, I mean, what does she have against you?
Oh, God only knows. I think it's just fear. She doesn't want to go to jail.
But she won't if she's not guilty, right?
Well, the world isn't just black and white, you know, dear.
I still don't get why Rebecca suddenly stood up in court and exonerated Eve. I thought she wanted her to go to jail for the rest of her life so she could stay married to you.
Yeah, it's a good question.
You know why she did it, don't you?
Yes. I signed an agreement saying that I would never divorce Rebecca. In return, she made sure that the judge dismissed all the charges against Eve.
But you love Eve. I thought the two of you would get married as soon as your divorce from Rebecca came through.
Yes. And of course, there's still TC, but yes, that was the plan.
I'm so relieved that Sam believed Jessica's alibi.
Well, he wouldn't have without Simone's help.
Simone? Oh, I didn't know she was with Jessica.
Yeah, apparently all night. Paloma, too.
Well, as long as they're all right. We've been through so much lately, I don't think any of us could take any more.
I asked you over and over again if you were willing to pay the price for Fox's financial success.
Yeah, well, I didn't know it was gonna cost me our loving each other. Just tell me that you can reverse the spell.
What you're asking me is a very tricky thing.
I don't care how tricky it is. You have to fix things right now.
Don't you order me around, girl.
I'm sorry, Tabitha. I'm desperate. I'll do anything if you'll just undo the effects of the spell, please.
Oh, for Hades' sake. It's been a long night, and now this.
If you don't, I'll expose you as a witch.
No, you wouldn't dare.
Watch me.
Kay? Kay, where you at?
He's awake. I have to go to him. Promise me that you will reverse the spell.
I'll do my best, but I can't guarantee anything, so take it or leave it.
All right, just try your hardest, please.
Brat! Why don't you make up your damn mind?
There you are. How long was I sleeping?
Not long.
Yeah? Whew. Tell you what, I had the weirdest dream, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was being held up in the air and spun around like a pig on a spit. Shit, I had an apple in my mouth. Whew. Anyway, look, I gotta get back to work.
Oh, no, you can't.
Why's that?
You need all the rest you can get, honey, if you're gonna make it at Crane. You know, and I love you too much to let you risk your job or your health.
Relax, boys. It's only me, Tabby. Watch it. It's not my fault the girl did a complete 180 on the spell. And we've got no choice. We have to undo it, or she's going to blab to the whole world that I'm a witch and you are my dark and troubled chums. Please, you're going to have to bail me out of this jam for all of our sakes.
You know, even as a boy, Luis was different from other children. He was tiny and he just behaved so grown up. He took his responsibility to his family so seriously.
Certainly more than his father did. You know, I think it works the other way around. The son saying that he hopes that when he grows up, he becomes the kind of person that his father was. You know, in my case, I hope that someday I can be the kind of man that my son would be proud.
Happy, please tell me Mr. Bennett was wrong. Luis isn't. Oh my God. My brother. First Antonio, now Luis.
I'm so sorry.
Gwen, do me a favor. Don't ever take what you have with Ethan for granted. Life is just too short and uncertain. Don't need to tell me that. Because Luis and I weren't legally married, I'm not entitled to make any decisions about his funeral.
He wanted you to be his wife. In his heart, you always were.
Not on paper. Not on paper where it really counts.
Look, you don't mean any of this. I mean, for God's sakes, you were almost executed by the state last time you were accused of murder.
First of all, Whitney, I didn't kill Julian. Secondly, he turned up alive. This is completely different. This is killing my husband to stop him from raping me over and over and over again.
But this is not a solution to your problem, and you know it.
Help me think of a way, Whitney, where I don't get caught.
I'm not listening to this, okay?
I can't use a knife. I can't use a gun. It's got to be something else.
Look, I'm not having this conversation with you. Taking another life is a mortal sin. And if you kill Alistair, I'll be forced to turn you in.
How does Eve feel about the deal you made with Rebecca?
Well, that's the thing I haven't told you yet, Sam. I kept thinking maybe there was a loophole in the agreement, some way I could get out of it, but there isn't. I mean, it's ironclad. If I go back on my word, Rebecca will revise her story, and Eve will end up in jail.
Oh, that's awful. You must be a wreck. When are you gonna tell Eve?
That, my dear daughter, I don't know. I mean, how do you tell the woman that you love, who seems to love you, that you have no future together?
You're in love with her, aren't you?
Why does it show?
You are as transparent as a piece of cellophane.
There goes my cool act.
You don't need an act, Noah. You're a wonderful young man with lots of things going for you, for any woman. And it's very brave of you, considering what you've seen in the way of long-term relationships here.
You can say that again. You know, I thought my mother and father had the perfect relationship, perfect marriage. You know, you and TC, too.
Well, TC is a good man. You know, he's the father of my children. I care very much about what happens to him.
You're not thinking about getting back together with him, are you? I thought you were going to marry Julian.
Julian's still married to Rebecca.
Yeah, but he's going to get a divorce. What happens then?
Then I'm going to have a decision to make. That's going to affect a lot of people.
I'm really sorry, Dad. Hearing about Luis's death just out of the blue like that makes me realize how fragile and short life is. How stupid it is to waste what little time you do have.
You think that's what you've been doing?
I've been trying to hurt myself. Not just with Spike or the drugs I've let him get me into, but even alone, I'm trying to cause myself pain, as if it'll somehow block out the feelings I don't want to feel.
You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear you say that. Now, I think that it would be better for you if you got back into counseling, and this time stick with it. It'd be better for you in the long run.
Okay, I will, Daddy. I promise.
First time all day, I feel like there's hope again. Thank you for making me believe in something again. Will you relax? What are you so worked up over?
It's just that I love you.
Oh. Wow. Well, I love you too.
I promise I'm never gonna let anything come between us, okay?
Good. Why does it seem like something could?
From rich to poor. Success no more. Fox and Kay, hooray, olay. I know that wasn't one of my best chances, but I'm tired already. What does that girl want with me? It's not as if she's made of sugar and spice herself. All right, I'll give it another shot. Boys of darkness, boys of old, reverse the spell, or we'll all be out in the cold.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
I can't do it, Below. I can't go on without Louise.
It's okay. I'm right here. It's okay.
I don't think Sheridan's gonna survive this.
Of course she will. She's strong. Now, Teresa should be here by now. She must know that Louise's coffin was brought here.
Maybe her brother's death isn't her first priority.
Gwen, are you saying what her marriage to Alistair is?
Well,
look, don't start on her tonight. Not tonight. You know how much she loved her brother. I'm sure she'll be here any minute.
You wouldn't do that to me. You would not turn me in. Maybe I wouldn't before I joined the convent. But I definitely would now. Look, if you decide to kill Alistair, I'll be forced to turn you in. Go ahead. The only person you're talking to these days is God. And he's not gonna stop me. Well, that's blasphemy. You know what? I'm talking about ridding the world of the devil, Whitney. You should be praying for me to succeed. God will forgive me for getting rid of that monster. He may even make me a saint. Look, I don't believe this, okay? I don't believe any of this. Well, you better believe it, Whitney, because I've learned the hard way that you can't depend on anyone else in this short life that you're given. You have to take care of yourself. And the only way for me to get out from underneath Alistair's thumb is to make sure that it never moves again, along with the rest of him.
I will not rest until I can spit on Alistair's grave.
Yeah, baby. You came to the right place. On the looks of you, you can definitely make some money here.
No matter how much we want him back, he's never going to come back.